Ladies and gentlemen, it's Shaman Lesting if you like, listing himself, and it's another beautiful day. As you can see, it's very cold here. That's why I'm trying to wear Marvin. um, I have a very interesting topic here. This is just journaling or scripting. Um, Most of the time, we realize that we have the mindset of writing down what happened to you. You know, we write the journal that you're used to is just writing your past. You know, but what about your future? This is something that we have not been taught. You know, and I think it's supposed to be even in the syllabus. People are supposed to be told to write. What do they want? Write it down as in every detail of it. So journaling or scripting, this is just a simple way of you writing, like, how do you want your future to be. uh, it's not like a difficult thing. If you can write your past, then it means you can write your future, but it's just about the belief. For example, I can say, where do I want to be in the next 1 year? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? So journaling or scripting is me describing how I want my life to be in the next coming days, weeks, months, years. So looking at journal, there are different ways that people write journal. We even have a way in which somebody use a vision board. I don't know if you've heard of a vision board, whereby you just take pictures and stick them in a place. Some even stick them, go and stick them in their bathroom and everything. So you stick them just as a reminder to continue seeing that image, because you understand the more you see, the more you have that urge to move towards that goal. So it's the same thing. But now, since a vision board is more of pictures, visual stuff, scripting or uh, journaling is basically you writing down the thing that you want. So I'll show you how you can, the easiest way you can create one. Let me just draw it here. Okay, you need like 4 columns. Okay, you can either write it in a notebook. You can find a notebook. You can buy a journal. We have awesome journals. You can even write it in a Word. If you're in a PC, you can use Word. If you're using your phone, you can write it in form of a note and everything. So it doesn't matter the form, but you have to describe, like you have to go into details. So you can, if it's let's say for example it's a journal, you bought a journal, or it's a book, then you can go to a page, okay, and divide it into 4 sections. I'm sorry that you can't see, this is very poor. Divide it into 4 sections. So I'm going to draw lines, partition the page into 4 sections. Section number 1, I want you to write the item that you want. So number 1 is just the item that you want. Let's say for example I want a new house. So I'll say buy a new house. So that's item section, sorry. Then the part number 2 is the details part. The detail part, this is where now you describe that thing, because you have to understand one thing: the more you describe it, the more emotions are involved. So try as much as possible and go into details. If you want a promotion in a job, try and describe how do you want to be paid, how do you want to be treated, what the office, where do you want to work, all those things. Describe it in the details section. Why am I saying section, sorry. So we have the item, we have the details, and then the third part is now the date. The date, has to be something that's believable for you. If right now I'm broke, if right now I'm financially unstable, I can't say I want Mercedes S-Class in the next 2 days. No, it's possible, but I'm putting pressure on myself. You have to write a time frame that's believable for you. I can say I want to lose 10 kilos in the next 6 months. Yeah, that's believable. I can write that down. I want to buy a house in the next 5 years. That's possible. Write it down. What I mean, the date is highly determined by your belief system. If you believe you can have it, then well and good. If you don't believe it, don't put a time frame that will give you pressure. It has to be something that just flows easily. So the last part, this is why now you write the why. the reason. Uh, this is the most important part of a journal or a scripting. You know why? Because under the why, this is when how the emotions get involved. You know, the reason why most resolution, you understand, we always try as much as possible to have every year resolutions. I don't know, I want to lose. I don't know what I want to move on. I don't all these things, but we never achieve them. You know why? Because we don't describe and put emotions into them. You just say you want to lose 10 kilos, but there are no emotions into it. But in scripting or in journaling, you involve the emotions. So here I say I want to buy a house. Okay, this was the target in the next 1 year. Then I go to the details. I say I want to buy a 3-bedroom apartment. I want it to have a balcony. It should have a big kitchen. All these things I've put them in the description. Then I went to the date. I say I want it in the next 1 year. Then the reason why do I want these? Okay, I want it because I want peace. I want freedom. You know, don't say that you want it because you want flows for your friends, no, or you want to show off, no. There are no feelings into it. But the moment you say, I want to buy for my mom, I want to my family to live in a happy, peaceful place, the emotions becomes stronger, you know. So the reason part, you have to make sure that it's something that's touching. You know, me saying I want to attract 100,000 in the next 1 month, just why? Just for the sake of it, you know, doesn't have emotion. But I say I want to attract 100,000 in the next 1 month. Why? Because of the freedom, because of the peace, because of the joy that comes to it. You know, you understand that now the vibration, the connection towards that money becomes stronger. Why? Because the emotions is strong. You know, and you have to understand that law of attraction, just like any other law, works based on emotions. It doesn't work based on your neediness, based on your demand. It works based on your emotions. If I have that emotions of being wealthy, you know, of being prosperous, of being fit, me writing that I want to lose 10 kilos, me writing that I want to buy a new car is just next to, I don't know what I'll say. But it's the easiest thing that will ever happen because you have those emotions into it. Then it becomes easy for you to be aligned to that thing that you want. But when the emotions, when the reasons for it is not that strong, then change becomes inevitable. You know, so the parts are 4. We have the item, we have the details of the date, and then we have the reason. So journaling, you know, I don't think most African schools encourage it. No, they don't. You know, but it's a very, very crucial part, you know, of life, you know. And you don't have to do it like a long-term one. You can even do a short one. You know, let's say, for example, it's Sunday. You want your week to go well. Write what do you want. You know, I don't know if you're in a situation where you go to the market and you want to buy things, but you've not written them down. It's always difficult. Why? Because you're confused. You know, what am I going to buy? What do I need? All these things, you're confused. You're going to spend a lot of time, and at the end of the day, you're not to buy all the items that you wanted. But the moment you write everything down, you save a lot of time because you know after this I'm going to pick that. After flour I'm going to pick sugar. After sugar I'm going to go for the salt. You know, it's easier. You know, so the same thing applies to life, but it's just that we don't believe in that. You know, so write down on Sunday, sit down and write how do you want your Monday to be, and I don't mean that it's going to be 100% because at the end of the day there is always that resistance here and there, but it will be more of 70%, 80. You know, so write what do you want to do. I want to finish this task, you know, I want to move to this place, I want to meet so and so, I want to take my car to the garage, I want to do laundry and everything. Write them down, you know, set time frame for them, describe them, put emotions into them. What the universe will do, what God will do, what Allah, what divine will do is in align all these things. Your path, you know, you'll meet someone, you know, and say, oh, I'm a mechanic, I'm going to help you with your car. You'll meet somebody, you know, things will start happening that are going to surprise you. Why? Because you've aligned yourself, you know. It's not always a must that we have to involve all our efforts in trying to change things. No, that's the work of God. Just leave it to God. You say what you want and align with it. How do you align with it? By being appreciative of what you have, by being at peace with who you are right now. I say I want a buy a new house in the next 1 year. It doesn't mean that I have to criticize the one I'm in right now, but I have to appreciate it and say I'm grateful for where I am right now. Being at peace with where you are, then it means you're in a positive energy, and therefore that thing that you want, you're in alignment to it, then it will flow in your life. You know, it's not a must that you have to use force each and every time. You know, sometimes just let God be, let God be, and do His part. And that's why in most cases you are told, just let go. Say what you want and let it go. God will do His part. You know, it's Shoman, L-E-S-T-N-G if you like. Listing himself. If it ain't fun, don't do it. If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. Cheers.